welcome to an exciting episode of the Mission TV show, part of the series that we're taping right here in a booth on the exhibit hall floor of the 2015 General Conference session in San Antonio, Texas. Today I want to introduce you to one of my good friends. He was on the show here at Mission TV 5 years ago at the last General Conference session. He's back here again with us, Samuel Cho, with the Everlasting Gospel Publishing Association, EGPA. Now, you may not recognize that name right off the bat, but you probably very likely to have one of his books in your library. If you have, what are some of the books that you guys publish that are so popular?
It's the combined volume of Spirit of Prophecies in 3 volumes. Later, we had the Conflictive AZ Series, named by History of Redemption Series. Then
and
we
that's
put
in one volume?
Yeah, in 1 volume,
So
8 books of Ellen White.
So it's that leather bound with the zipper.
That is right.
It's pretty thin, right?
It is pretty thin.
And it's like silver or brown or...
sometimes black.
Yeah.
And so because it's so thin, we can put it together with the Bible.
So
So
the
we
Bible
can carry.
and all that in there.
Yes,
Wow.
it's all together, so we can carry it together. Another famous volume that we have is Testimonies, all 9 volumes put together in one volume.
One of my favorites.
Yes, it's my favorite too. So, yeah.
Okay.
So people would remember our products, and it has blessed many people in many countries.
Yes, it's blessed me also.
Amen.
And you also didn't you have the Bible with the Ellen White incorporated into the text?
That is right. These days we have so many study Bibles. But I believe that it was one of the first kind that introduced to Adventist Church. Has a Bible, and the bottom it has commentary of Ellen White.
Yes.
E.G. White index.
Yes.
Cross references.
Yeah. Yes. That was wonderful. That was my sermon Bible for many years. So where are you located then, Samuel?
We are located in a city called Paju in South Korea.
Okay.
John, you've been to Korea many times.
Yes.
So you may know where it is.
Yes.
But to introduce where it is, it's right below the border of South and North Korea. From our rooftop, we can see the mountain range of North Korea. We are that close.
Wow.
But we're not afraid to be there.
Okay.
Because we know God has put us there for a reason. And yes, that's where we're located, South Korea.
And that's just west of Seoul.
Yes, it is.
So if the missiles come in, they'll probably go over you anyway.
I believe so. I believe so. It will pass us by.
But you grew up in that kind of tension, that awareness of the conflict that's there all your life. How does that affect your outlook on the second coming and your understanding of the gospel?
Yes. As a people, as a citizen who living close to the border, we don't think about much. But whenever the tension arises, and the threat from North Korea toward South or Japan or America, it's a weird feeling.
Yeah.
Weird feeling. We know that Christ is coming soon, but for sure, I believe that before we preach or before we bring gospel to our brethren, literally they are our brothers and sisters living in North Korea, who was same family. Not too long ago. Unless gospel is preached to them, the end will not come.
Wow. So the world may be getting worse and worse and worse and worse.
Yes.
Until that happens, till they are preached.
Yes.
To those people.
So we look forward to that day.
Yeah.
We look forward to that day. Many efforts been made to help North Korean people, and as a publishing ministry, we are studying how to do that. Yes.
Wow.
It's been our dream to do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I know that you have a lot to share, but Samuel, what are the advances and what new areas are you looking into since we met last, since we taped last?
That's right. Well, it's really been an interesting journey in the last 5 years. We are in South Korea. We are printing books in Korean and English and many other languages around the world.
Okay.
But last 2 years, we've been doing more we've been concentrating on Korean books for our country. I have brought one book here. Should I show this way?
Yeah.
The title is The End. This is very special project we did for Korea, and there was a lot of attempt or try to bring our message to public, especially in Korea. You know, Ellen White's name is known to other denominations, and people will have prejudice against the name. And also, we have Advent Press in Korea, named by Shijosa, which means Signs of the Times Publishing.
Okay.
Their name is known and labeled as Adventist Press. So it's really hard to get books into public bookstores.
I see.
So this special book designed, and this is not in Adventist Press name or even our name, Everlasting Gospel. It's not in here. We put a different name of the publisher, and it talks about the end of the word. The end. It's very obvious. And we've been pushing this book into public bookstores, and it's been well accepted by public.
Praise the Lord.
So far, we have been distributing more than almost 9,000 copies.
Fantastic.
Through the public bookstores.
And this is new?
This is kind of new. We've been having this for a year now. Number 2 is coming, actually. This is number 1.
Okay.
The End. Number 2 will be The Survival.
Really?
So people who read this book, they are eager to get number 2.
Yeah.
So every week we get a phone call when the next book is coming. So it's been exciting to give our message to the public. People, we may think this straight message. This book deals with Sabbath truth and Revelation 14, which could be kind of hard message.
Yeah.
But people, a lot of people, shown their interest, and they call us to our office, ask for more information.
Wow. Praise the Lord.
So by doing this book, we learned that we should not be shy to give what we have to people. We don't know who's waiting to get these kind of messages out there.
Wow.
One
Very
day I was
cool.
driving. I was in gas station, and I put this book on the seat, the passenger seat, and the guy who was helping me filling the gas, he saw this one and he asked me, "So, what happens at the end of the word?" And so I gave him this book immediately.
Really?
So
just gave it to him.
I gave it to him.
Okay.
So I told him, when you're finished this book, I'll bring you number 2.
Okay.
Yes. So it's been great to have this theme. Imagine what will happen if we give them health message, because they have more interest for health.
Yeah.
So one thing through this book I learned is we should not be shy to give what we have.
So the principles of the message is beautiful.
Yes.
Sometimes the wrapper, not so beautiful.
Yes.
So put it in a new wrapper and give it to the people.
That's right.
That's awesome.
That is right.
So, Brother Samuel, how did you get started with this ministry?
All right. Okay, John, have you visited our office before?
I have not been there.
Okay.
I've flown over it, coming into
All right.
land there at Incheon Airport, but
All
I
right.
haven't come.
So now you have official invitation
Thank you very much.
before the whole world audience.
So I better go. Is that what
Yes.
you're
Yes. So whenever anybody visits our office, I gave them tour. In our office, we have some interesting big books that was made almost 30 years ago.
Okay.
Our ministry has started by, well, I wouldn't say it's coincidence. It was God's leading. But it all started by one person, who is my father.
Okay.
He was just a lay person in the church. His spiritual walk was just normal. I mean, I shouldn't say normal, just kind of
Kind-
lukewarm state.
Okay. Kind of
Until-
plateau.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Until he read Ellen White's writings,
Mm.
those big 5 books,
Mm.
Conflictive AZ Series.
Okay.
Then his heart was so on fire,
Mm.
so jealous about the truth.
Mm.
He wanted to read more and more.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever he goes to the office, he wanted to bring all 5 books because he wanted to read them all.
Okay.
But the problem was there were too many.
Yeah.
It's 5 books, but it was made into 10 volumes.
Because
In
in
hard-
Korea, in Korean language, it tends to.
It is, yes,
Grow.
in a way, it's bigger space
Okay.
than English
Uh-huh.
print.
Mhm.
Anyway, he wanted to bring all of them to his work. So what he did was to copy those books in a small scale and put them together in one volume.
This is using a photocopier?
Yes. So
That's a lot of work.
it is a lot of work, and the volume became very big.
Yeah.
But it's in one book anyway.
That's using standard
Yes.
paper.
Standard paper.
Yeah.
So think about the thickness of
Yeah.
all of them.
Amazing.
And then, so he's been having it for himself to read it.
Uh-huh.
And then other people saw it. They wanted to have that copy too.
Really?
So he's been helping others to copy for themselves
Uh-huh.
and bind it together.
Uh-huh.
So that's how the ministry started, by actually reading it for himself and sharing with others.
Wow.
And I was so glad, and I was thankful and praising God as we heard Elder Ted Wilson's sermon today,
Uh-huh.
that we should actually read
Read the Bible.
the
and
Bible
Spirit of prophecy.
and the Spirit of prophecy.
What a concept.
Yes, what a concept.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
So this whole ministry grew out of somebody reading these things, and so this ministry
Yes.
has then enabled many, many others around the
Mhm.
world
Mhm.
to read as well,
Yes.
and then encourage others. Now you're working not just in Hangul or Korean, but also in English.
Yes.
What other languages are you now working?
We are printing our books mainly in Korean and English,
Okay.
but we do have other sister ministries around the country, around the world.
Uh-huh.
So we've been helping them.
Uh-huh.
So I should say less than 10 languages,
10 languages.
but
okay.
around 8 or 9 languages
Uh-huh.
for our main products.
I see.
I mean,
Uh-huh.
the Bible and the Spirit of prophecy.
Uh-huh.
But we sometimes help with other countries using their, some countries they have many dialects.
Yeah.
So sometimes one time we had a project with Southern African countries to have the same book in 22 dialects
Wow.
for evangelism series.
Wow.
That was, but there was a blessing
yeah.
to get to work with different people with
Uh-huh.
different languages.
Uh-huh.
But God has blessed the project.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful. So Samuel, before we go any farther, how can
Mhm.
we get in touch? How do we buy these books, the
Yes.
Spirit of Prophecy and the things that you produce? Do you have a website or?
Yes, we do have a website,
Okay.
and for global shipping, it's www.egpa.net, egpa.net.
Okay.
For people, sorry.
So we can go there, egpa.net. So we can go there and place orders and have it shipped to our front door wherever we are in the world.
Yes,
Awesome.
yes, that is
Awesome.
possible.
Great. Good.
Yes.
Okay, so then, Samuel, what in the study and the reading, and I know that President Wilson encouraged very strongly, and then this whole ministry is an outgrowth of that reading, of these amazing volumes. So isn't that kind of the way that Christ has? I mean, Christ came to this earth and became a human being.
Mhm.
He walked the earth as a human. But what did he leave us, aside from his word? He left us his word. And so it's in that reading that we partake of his life.
Yes.
And as a matter of fact, in I think it's in Mark, it says that the seed is, if you eat the word. No, this is in John chapter 6. If you eat the word, you are partaking of eternal life.
Yes.
So the eating of that word is more than just reading a book.
Mm.
It's actually partaking and eating. If you swallow it, apply it to your life, it's actually that life of God, of the Father is in the Word. Then it starts to put life into you. And this
Amen.
is such a beautiful example of what's this whole ministry that blesses the world has sprung up out of just the reading of this Word.
That is right. We never intended to have it as a business or a ministry. We never dreamed of it. At least my father didn't dream of it.
Right.
But God has blessed. I still believe God is blessing anyone who reads it.
Amen.
And He gives job to people.
And these make beautiful gifts, to buy a book and give it to a neighbor, a friend, a relative, maybe for Christmas, birthday, something like that.
Yes.
I mean, it's a quality thing that they're not going to throw away, and they're not going to wear out in 6 months. So they can keep it and read it, and that new life can then be transferred to them, and it can keep on growing and multiplying.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have an appeal for our viewers?
Yes. Yes, I do. John, I was so blessed by your report. Some years ago, you gave at ASI how the mission offering has been decreased.
Yes.
And that is a serious problem that we face. In publishing work too, we face the challenge. We are always short of money to print more books.
Okay.
This book we printed in Korea. We published it 2 years ago, and we distributed it to our members first, so that they can read it first before they go out and share. And today's sermon was about reading it for ourselves. So when we read the book, and we should read more, and I'm sure God will impress people to give more for publishing work. In any other area in the mission, we need more funds and everything. And I still believe that the book, the printed pages, works. It's not totally overcome by media or the smartphones, anything. It should be combined, actually. We should combine it together. So my appeal to our fellow believers is to read it for ourselves. Read the book. As you read it, there's no way we can just ignore the call from other regions that need the books.
Yes.
So
yes.
Yes.
So on the website egpa.net, is there a place to donate to support
there
this
is
ministry?
a place to donate. There's a donate button on each page of our website, so you can give. We sometimes have a special project for certain countries, then we can put on the website.
Wonderful.
And you can see if you are moved by the project, you can donate there.
And this is such a beautiful thing. As you know, many of the I don't know how many, but I have witnessed the closing of a publishing house. The specific one that I saw was in Thailand, and so it's wonderful to see. At the same time that I saw the closing, I saw videos of testimonies of people reading actual books and finding amazing peace and beauty and deep joy. This is from Steps to Christ in Thai, and at the same time they're closing the printing house. And so I know I've been blessed by reading the Word from a paper page. In fact, every night my family, we gather together and we read from a printed book. If we read from a laptop or something, it's too easy to get distracted by, a little notification pops up. You have, 10 new notifications in Facebook or something. And it's like, so with the book, though, you can sit, curl up by the fire, or by the air conditioner, depending on what it is outside, and devour it, and it becomes a part of you. So I'm so excited and happy to recommend this ministry. It's been around for years, blessed millions of people support this ministry by visiting the page, seeing what they're doing, seeing what projects they have going. You can pray for them. Prayer is probably more important than money.
That is so right.
Yes, and anybody can
Yes.
give a prayer.
Yes, please.
Yes,
Pray
and
for us.
and then see what God has you to do. Maybe you can buy a book. Just buying something from you will support this ministry, and so you get something, and it promotes a wonderful ministry. And so, Samuel, thank you so much for
Thank you.
being a part of this, and we look forward. I'm going to see you before the next GC, though.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yes.
We should.
And we'll see you again too. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Mission TV show.